Hey there everyone, quick disclaimer before this video starts. I was in a hurry when I made this, so I neglected to explain what I cover and in what order in the video, so make sure to watch the whole thing if you want to see all of these things. The first thing that I show is an example of the trick being done. Then I show how to get to the spot where you do it quickly, and then I explain and show the two different kinds of setups. I show an example of the first, explain it, show an example of the second, and explain it, and then I explain how you could possibly incorporate this in a route, and I show an example of how my route has been affected by this. So if you want to see all of those things, then absolutely watch till the end, and if not, I'll try to remember to put timestamps in the description for which one is at what time, or, you know, words are hard. Anyway, so let's just go ahead and get into the video. I've already wasted enough time. Hey there everyone. You ever wondered how people get this trick? Where they can just get Sandy super fast? They can get her just ridiculously fast? Well, I'm gonna show you a tutorial on how to do that. Now, note this setup is still not 100% consistent, so you will not get it every try unless you practice a whole lot and develop your own method, because a lot of this relies on manipulating the AI to go exactly where you want. So the first thing you're going to want to know is how to get up here quickly, and I have my own method, but I'm sure a lot of you will want to do something different, and maybe you have your own methods. But let's just go back to the starting area. I have to go low so I don't get caught by Hans. And once we're here, we'll just go ahead and fall to our death. So you'll notice that when you die, you lose it. So that's an important thing to remember. So the first thing I do is I go on this ledge, or any ledge that you feel comfortable with, and do the ILH lasso hover. If you don't know how to do it, you'll have to find a tutorial on it. I might put one in the description if you ask for it. But you want to get it, and you want to come up here. First thing I usually do is I go directly this direction, because that's the direction of the slide, to get there as quick as possible. Now you can go directly there and get this later if you want, but personally I like to just get this wheel because it's right in the way, and my route requires all the wheels. So you can go up here. If you miss this like I did, normally you want to wait a little longer to get up there. But if you're an idiot like me, you can always use the corner of this to get down quicker. Now at this point, you don't actually want to do anything. You just want to land on this platform and go and void out, so you respawn. And you'll get one of two spawns. He'll either aggro immediately, or if he doesn't, like this time, you want to wait until he does. And then you go over him. Yeah. So he will start, he's just kind of on a cycle, and unlike a lot of the other AI in this game, he doesn't seem to have a consistent pattern that he follows. He might, but it's hard for me to really digest. So you'll get spawned right here facing this direction, and when you do, if the first thing he does is aggro you, then you're gonna have to manipulate his AI to get it to work. If he doesn't, you're lucky, because the first place he usually finds you is in a perfect spot to do this. I would point my camera down a little bit, and like this, really quickly, it doesn't have to be exact, and then jump over him, and you want to stand in this spot, right in this corner. It's not very specific, you just want him to come to this side right here, because if you stand farther this way, he'll try to follow you in the air. So I would go over here in this corner. You can stand on this too if you want, but it's a little weird. I just stand in this corner, and the moment before he touches you, jump up with a double jump, land on that corner of the slide, and land right on the outer side of him, just kind of on the left side. I haven't found a specific spot that it has to be, but you want to land on him so that the center of his body and where you are create a line that goes right up here. Watching it in slow motion here, you can see that when I jump pretty far back, and when I land, I'm right on this green dot right here, right in the center. Because the idea is to make him damage boost you up so that while you're invincible, you hit this and then fly off of it all during your iframes. You can double jump and lasso to get back. I don't think that actually plays much of a part of it. It's mostly about being damaged and sliding and hitting a platform during your iframes and then falling off of it during your iframes. Iframes being invincibility frames while you're being damaged. And I think that this spot is actually important because I've done it with other spots and it doesn't seem to work. This doesn't count as floor, but it is, yeah, and if you get on the slide, you lose it, by the way. So don't get on the slide. However, if you get damaged, it doesn't do anything. If you can do infinite lasso hover and keep it. So let me demonstrate it one more time, and maybe I'll get the one where I have to manipulate him, and I can show you that method. Yeah, so he immediately aggroed to me. So at this point, you just kind of want to play with him really quick, and just kind of get him to go around in a circle. You don't have to do this as long as I'm doing it. I'm just showing you like a method that I use to not get hit by him. Because your jump actually gives you a little height away from him. Yeah, you want him to be aggroed to you. And this part's a little inconsistent. Like, the setup I showed you earlier is pretty consistent. But he can knock you back into the slide, and that'll cancel it. So you need to... If you're still in the slide animation when you double jump, you've missed it. It's really hard to nail down, because you want to hit him before you hit the ground. So you need to slide all the way off of it and hit him before you hit anything else. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. See, so the entire trick relies upon you touching the slide, not jumping. You just slide right off. Don't jump when you come off the slide. Touching him first, and then getting damage boosted, and hitting this, and then falling off of it, all while invincible. And it does sound a little daunting, but as long as you jump from here to the left side of the slide, and then try to land it on that spot in between the center of him and this rivet, that will usually get you the right angle. You just got to make sure you land far enough back that you land on top of them, because if you start here, you'll land here first. Make sure you go far enough back that you actually hit him first. And that can be difficult, but remember that you can slow down your slide momentum by holding back. Don't do it for too long, because you'll end up going backwards. So let's watch an example of what can happen if you don't get the setup quite right. If you just try to stand at that spot and aggro him and jump the moment that he aggroes to you, he's gonna realize you're no longer on the platform and immediately cancel his aggro. Now let's go ahead and look at an example where we don't get the proper easy setup and we have to do it the hard way. Now if you'll notice my position here, you'll notice that as I fly over him, he is already spinning toward me. And I only jump up to the pipe once I realize that he is headed to where I want him to be. Now, you'll also notice that I did not jump directly off the same spot. This is because that specific position is only the most optimal place to use for the first setup. You can still use it for this one, but it's sometimes easier to just aggro him in that direction and then jump from a little farther right. And then set the rest of it up the same way. At the end of it don't matter. So realistically, all you have to input is a double jump, slide forward, and then that's it. But you have to make sure that you do it at the right spots and at the right timing. So how do we integrate this into routes? So the first thing I usually do is I go over here, I grab this wheel, and then I grab this sock, and I grab this wheel. And once I'm there, I go all the way over here.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
So what I would actually recommend doing is, and if you do screw up and you have to get it again, I mean, that's kind of a reset thing, but if you really do want to finish it, you can actually get back up there from here really quickly by just running up here, landing on this pipe, and then you can jump on this ledge. It's kind of hard to hit, but you can get it. And then you can just jump on the trampoline. And this is a hit or miss scenario. Sometimes you get really lucky, like I just did, and you can get it right off of it, but he's usually in a weird spot because you're not on a consistent cycle. So actually, yeah, so what you would want to do is you'd want to go get this wheel, if you need it, and to get that sock, and then come down here. And what I do actually is I go here, and then I jump, because you won't get stuck, you won't get hansed. And then I hit this, I do that. You can box warp if you want, but it's actually slower. And you can do whatever combination of these you need to. And this will just get you here super, super quick. And here's the fun part, is once I have this spatula, it's actually super quick getting back, because all you have to do is ILH. Come on now. Yeah, and you can ILH with this active, which is amazing. So once you have that, you can just quite literally jump up here and get this, if I can get on top of it. Yeah, I messed that up. Whatever. So when we get on top of it, you get the sock. You can come up this way, come down, and then you can quite literally just go this way. Oh yeah. And you can use this thing to get lower usually. But yeah. And you can use whatever methods you like to get lower. I haven't fully planned out this route yet, so I don't know the quickest way to get low. But yeah, so that's incredibly fast. The only slow part is getting to it, because normally you just go directly to the slide and then slide over. But with this, you can use that slide momentum to get everything else. A few things to note, things that cancel it. Warping, traveling, using the box, changing characters, obviously. Getting damaged does not. ILH does not. That's what I've tested so far. Let me know if this setup works for you. Let me know what I can do to make it clearer, or anything I left out. Leave a like if you enjoyed the tutorial. Maybe subscribe for more tutorials, because I'm planning on making a lot more of them. I'm planning on making a beginner no taxi glitch route. I'll see you next time. Bye.